should stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets.
Yeah, all right. Welcome to the Michael Clemmons 390-pound circus. I am GreenBean. I am happy to have you here. I could not be more excited to hear that Michael Clemmons is even scarier looking than he was when we first met him, when he scared the entire press corps. That man just might be becoming my favorite Jet. If he stays a Jet for a long time, he'd be my favorite Jet ever. He's got that kind of potential. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Thursday Think of It. I'm in a good mood, as you can see. I am psyched to discuss the New York Jets with so much of you. So many of you is the right way to say that. So much of you. And I'm happy that you're here. So many guys in here. Jay-Z starting us off up top. What's up to you, good bud? Joe Grana's in the house. Indy Jets is back. Indy Jets. We never caught up. My bad, dude. I'll reach out to you on Instagram. I'm sorry. That's 100% on me. And I still love you. Eric Craig is here. He's in the house. What's up? That's right. Don't forget those milk thumbs. Yum, yum, yum. Hit that thumbs up button. You know YouTube loves it, therefore we love it. Guys, we have a great show. We're going to talk about Breece Hall, Michael Clemmons, JFM, Jordan Whitehead, Aaron Rodgers, DJ Reed, and whatever else you guys would like to discuss as everything falls apart. Let me just lay you down right there, baby. That's what. Yeah, just rest. Rest right there. So before we get started, let me just say that this particular episode of the Thursday Thick of It is sponsored by, you guessed it, Mr. Manscaped. You guys know Manscaped by now. Manscaped is the finest in below-the-waist men's grooming, but they've gone from below the waist up to the face with the Beard Hedger Pro. I used it just this morning. Now, it's been a long day. It's a little bit off, but I looked sharp as hell this morning. Let me tell you, they are the best. It is the finest trimmer I've ever used, without question. And that's not even to say I didn't love using the Lawnmower 4.0 on my face. It's made for below the waist. I used it on my face. They're the absolute best products for men's grooming on the market, so much so that they are now being mimicked and duplicated out there, or attempts to duplicate them are out there. In every drugstore, you can buy the subpar machine, or you can go and save yourself 20% off the finest machines for men's grooming out there. Manscaped.com. Use the promo code GreenBean at checkout, and you will save that 20%. In addition to free international shipping. No matter where you are, it's coming to you for free. You're going to love it. I'm confident. I have every confidence you'll love the products. We love the products. Speaking of loving the products, let's bring on our co-host, and I thank Manscaped for sponsoring the Thursday Thick of It. But let's say hello. We got a nice show, and let's get right into it with our co-host extraordinaire, Gunny himself. What is good with you, Gunny?
Hey, what's up, GreenBean? Hey, I appreciate you. As always, excited to be here. Pumped, and I do appreciate Manscaped. I mean, I just got, again, that new razor. Continues to allow me to keep looking fresh every single day. So, yeah, sharing my face with you guys. Trimmed and maintained by, of course, our sponsor.
That's right.
So I'm glad to be here. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm actually excited. I'm hitting that point. Like, I haven't slept in a long time, right? So, like, I'm just hitting that. You know, like when you're so tired, you can't, and then all of a sudden you go ping, and you're just awake now again. Yeah. Like, that's where I am. I'm like, hey, all right, I can do this. Now, my hope is after this, I can sleep, and so then I can be awake tomorrow too. But I'm in a good-ass mood, Gunny. I really am. I'm excited for this whole season. Now, let's go ahead and get it started. I see everybody in the chat. I see some great comments. I want to get over to Hawk. Had a great comment talking about Michael Clemmons. Let's go ahead and start with him, man. This guy is a badass. he might just be the scariest man in the NFL. And he's not trying to be. He's not like trying to be a scary man. He just is. And the truth is, he's actually funny and lighthearted. He's just got that resting animal face. He just looks at you and you're like, holy, hey, man, sorry. Why are you so angry? He's like, what are you talking about? I'm just hanging out, But he's now up to it said the 390s. So I don't know what that means. Jeff Ulbricht spoke to the press and said that Michael Clemmons is in the 390s. I believe he played in the 370s last year.
Yep.
So no, it's 270s, not 390s. Yeah, two. Hawk, you got me off. I'm like, I was saying it. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. 290s. So what do you think about moving Michael Clemmons to the inside? We could even throw in some JFM as we move into this one, but you think it's a good idea? He's been a defensive end. Look at his hair, Gunny. What the hell's going on? What is this? See this?
It's your cowtail.
I can't
That's
figure.
what
I can't get it to listen.
Let that thing hang out. It's doing its thing.
Just let it do its thing.
Let's do
All
it
right, here we go, everybody. We're gonna cowtail this one. So per Gunny's request, we're just gonna let it be. So what do you think about this idea? Again, he played defensive end. He's very, very good. He's very effective in the run game, had some pass rush ability as well, but moving him on the inside could give our defensive end, Mike McDonald, what the hell's his name now? Will McDonald.
Yeah.
Bryce Huff, Jermaine Johnson. So what do you think about this whole thing? You think it's a waste of Michael Clemmons? Think it's a good move? Where are you?
Nah, I think this is Michael Clemmons looking at the bigger picture and realizing that in terms of the edge pressure we can bring, right? Our edge rushers, we have a very, very deep edge rushing group. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I looked at this when I saw this and I was excited and thinking to myself, this is a man right now looking at that hole next to freaking Quinnen Williams and winning the opportunity to be the dog next to Quinnen Williams. That's the way I took it. I took it as a man who took this seriously this offseason, put on some weight. You look at him, and he looks just as lean and mean as aggressive as ever. So it's not like he put on some bad weight. This is literally all muscle.
Right.
I think him next to Quinnen Williams could be a deadly combination because you saw him have some impact in the run game last year. He has a little bit of ability to get to the quarterback as well. Putting him next to Q makes a lot of sense. And at that size, he could be the dude we're looking for to assist not only in the run game, but also to get after the quarterback. It's going to drive quarterbacks crazy trying to figure out where to go with this ball because you're going to have pressure from the edge, pressure up the middle with Q, and potentially a beast in freaking Clemmons. I love it. I personally love it. And the only thing I could think of was this guy, the alpha type mentality that he has said, okay, listen, I want to be on the field. I want to make an impact. Let me bulk up a little bit, put myself inside next to Quinnen so I can still get on the field and make plays. And that's the way you got to look at it. I think that's the reason why my man put on 20 pounds of muscle is so he can go ahead and reaffirm the fact he can be on the field more and be more impactful game every given Sunday.
Look at this guy.
It's monster, bro. This guy's a monster.
Look at this guy's poor face.
Yeah. He's like, please,
Trevor.
God. He's like, please, God.
Wait a minute. Who the hell is that? What's going on? What's Gunny doing up there in the third to last row? And what's going on? Who's that? Is that Gunny? That's what he's looking at.
Oh man.
It's amazing, dude.
It is. It really is. Yeah, I think it's awesome. Personally, I love it. I think being able to get that kind of a animal on the inside, making sure he gets more snaps to his on the field. That's just a win all day for Jets fans, for the Jets defensive line, for the Jets defense. I really like me some Michael Clemmons.
Yeah, I do too. Now let's look at Jeff Ulbricht's words on Michael Clemmons, everybody. He said, I think Mike has the same ability as JFM. Mike is, as you've probably seen, he's not a small man. I don't know exactly what he was weighing last year, but he's in the 290s, I think. So he's a guy that could easily reduce inside and have a lot of success in there. He's a guy that's a good athlete outside, but he's a great athlete inside. So it'll be fun to see him get work at both. Now, I like that, the way that he said that. He's because, look, you go inside, it's not that they're less talented in there, but the athleticism tends to decrease a lot of the time. And a lot of those guys are the big uglies. They're space eaters. They're monsters. They're not, a lot of them aren't necessarily known for their speed, or they're being nimble. those types of things. So you bring Michael Clemmons, who has a very strong skill set for the outside. He's more of a bull rusher.
Yeah,
of course, but bring him inside. That athleticism now becomes, it gets raised a bit because of the being next to the the defensive tackles and going against guards and such, as opposed to going against the big ugly tackles on the outside. I mean, it's really, I think it's exciting. Now, what do you think about the JFM thing? Jets fans have been talking about moving JFM inside for 3 years, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, now we see him in there here, sparingly here and there, but the Jets have largely forced him into they just won't bend on that defensive end role for JFM. And it's not that he's bad, right? But he doesn't do a great job sealing the edge. You see him get sucked inside a lot. And I just don't think he's quite as athletic as like a Jermaine Johnson as an example. Now, I think JFM, that same thing about the athleticism applies. Slide him inside. Now he's quick. Now he's fast. Now he's slithery and he's slippery in there. Where outside, he's a little bit on the lumbering side, a little bit, right? So moving him inside, and we've kind of forced the issue. We got Bryce Huff. We used 2 first-round picks in the last 2 years on edge rushers. We have Carl Lawson. So it kind of makes a lot of sense. Would you agree? Do you like it, or do you think that they should probably keep JFM where he's been?
No, I'm in the whole camp of moving JFM inside, right? You know that on the head. He's not the most athletic guy, not the fastest guy. I don't really understand the addiction that the Jets have of putting him on the outside, where he's really built more so to be able to take advantage of, offensive guards, right? Like he's built to go ahead and get the upper hand against offensive guards. I really wasn't a fan of him being on the outside. I was big on pushing him in, but now more so than ever, you're bringing in Will McDonald. We have a plethora of edge rushers that offer a combination of skill sets, whether it's speed, elite bend, bull rush ability, that can go ahead and get to the quarterback in various different ways, and all of them significantly more athletic than, say, a JFM. Use that man if you want to use him on passing downs on the interior to go ahead and get after the quarterback. Let's do that. I'm okay with that. Bring in freaking Michael Clemmons on those potential rushing downs. I'm cool with that. Let's do that. But I think being able to alternate Quinn and Williams, if it was up to me, would never come off the field, right? I think Q should be on the field at all times. That's just how I feel about it. But nonetheless, we saw an uptick in production last year where they did kind of like, manage his snap count. But put JFM in that rotation on the interior, and I think you can go ahead and see a high level of play, possibly even a Pro Bowl level of play with him in the interior, because his strengths are I think really, really good to great in the interior, and they're just okay to good in the exterior, right? Like put him on the edge. Yeah, he's an okay athlete. He's got okay speed, he's got okay bend. In the interior, he's a great athlete with great speed, and that goes to his advantage. I think that goes a long way. And again, this defensive line being the best unit of the New York Jets should be able to go ahead and utilize guys to their strengths, vice to the needs of the actual defensive line. We've got playmakers all across the defensive line. Put JFM inside. Let that guy freaking utilize his skill sets to take advantage of offensive guards.
Oh, I love it. I think it's exciting, man. Because, look, what's the big rub about our using first-round picks on the edge rushers, particularly this year? Last year, we didn't feel quite that way. But we saw Jermaine Johnson used approximately 30% of the plays. But the big rub about Will McDonald, I almost called him Michael McDonald again. I got to stop, man. I got to stop with that. But so it was that he's not going to be able to have that impact. He's going to play 30%. Why use a first-round pick on somebody that's only going to play 30% of the plays when we're supposedly going all in? But if you now take JFM and Michael Clemmons and move them on the inside, rotating, maybe even pushing the Solomon Thomas, he might get pushed off the roster. He might get pushed to that real depth piece. Maybe he's the guy playing 18% of the snaps, and you can have, a defensive line of like Jermaine Johnson, Michael Clemmons, Quinnen Williams, Will McDonald or Carl Lawson. Like you can rotate that group in and out. That's exciting as hell, man. I don't know if we've ever seen anything like this since the sack exchange. Truly. I mean, Abraham and Ellis were fantastic on the edges as well. But that interior, I mean, who the hell who'd we have? I don't even remember who we had at the interior during that time.
Honestly, I'm with you. I think legitimately this could be the best defensive line the Jets have ever had. And that's
Oof.
saying a lot, having had the sack exchange be a part of our history.
Yeah.
There's just playmakers all across the line, elite talent. And you're right. We were all complaining about why are we going another edge position? Why we don't need it. Like, this is when you know an organization is doing right because you're building from the freaking like the trenches, right? Offensive line, defensive line, the trenches. Our first 2 picks this year went to the trenches. And adding a playmaker like freaking Will McDonald, I think, is just going to elevate this roster to a whole other level.
Yeah, I think so too. Now, let's not forget another great defensive line that we had, everybody. Just so we say it. We had Jeff Lageman, or we had, I'll go from left to right, Marvin Washington, Scott Mercereau, Dennis Byrd, and Jeff Lageman. They were great too, but I agree. I think this could be better. Dennis Byrd, as we know, his career was cut short via the paralyzation. And Lageman, while very, very good, Marvin Washington, while a stud, they were never great. You know what I mean? Dennis Byrd was potentially the great one on that line, coming in, having, 10 sacks and I think his rookie year, and then, I think he had 7 sacks or above every year until he got paralyzed from the inside. So that's pretty damn good. But anyway, this is an exciting defensive line. I know Vervain, thank you. I stand corrected. He is not 390 pounds. Yeah, 290 it is. I think that's good enough, right? We don't need no Becton issues coming around with Michael Clemmons. Jason Edwards checking in. It's good to see you, my friend. He says we now will have more reps for Jermaine Johnson, Huff, McDonald, and Lawson at edge. Scary for the opposing O-line. Happy time for the Jets. Can't wait. Now, let me ask you this, Gunny. Obviously, we were just talking about that, Jason. I wish I saw it right before we were talking about it, but we can still extend this. Carl Lawson, as we know, just restructured his contract, took a bit of a pay cut to stay with the Jets. We extended him theoretically, but really it was about saving money this year. Do you think, especially with wanting more time for Jermaine Johnson, adding Will McDonald, do you see Carl Lawson's time getting trimmed? He was kind of the guy on that defensive line, particularly on the edge, that didn't rotate as much. He was like, him and Quinnen were out there for a lot of the time. Do you think Carl Lawson now will see some of his snaps get taken from maybe the young guys, Jermaine or Will McDonald?
Yeah, I'm on the component of us making sure Carl Lawson gets used and abused, right? And again, I apologize for saying it this way, but I want our young guys to get experience. I want our young guys to continue to get better. I want our young guys to get game time. But Carl Lawson's not going to be on this roster for the long term. I think we can all agree on that. So in the year like this year, next year, Carl Lawson being the most experienced pass rusher that we do have, who by the way was not a slouch last year, right? He had career highs in freaking sacks. He was also elite in pressure rate. And this was a year removed from a devastating Achilles injury. This is going to be year 2 after that injury. I think Carl Lawson has another level to achieve and hit this coming season. I think the guy we're hoping we're going to get when we first signed him to a contract before the injury is going to be the guy we actually get to see this year in a defense where he can actually pin his ears back, gas to the quarterback. Carl Lawson ain't no scrub. The dude is good. Like, he's really, really good. And in my opinion, being an older guy, we're in that win now mode. Let's go ahead and have him be at that staple in terms of an edge rusher, right? Rotate him out, obviously, to get him some rest. Let some of our youth get in there, get some reps as well. But I want him in there, use and abuse, beat him up. I mean, the guy's not going to be on our team for long. Use him to his skill set, right? So that we have some fresh legs that have the experience and, of course, the learning to come behind him and take over the reins once he's gone. But I'm in the boat of using the hell out of Carl Lawson to go ahead and make sure he not only does what he does on the field as the savage and the beast that he is, but our young guys can watch and see it. This guy has incredible work ethic. He doesn't know how to say die. And you kind of want your young guys to kind of see that as in terms of a mentorship type thing. So I want us to use and abuse Carl Lawson. I do. I'd be okay with him being just like last year, being the predominant guy that doesn't rotate out. Give him his rest when need be. But imagine having a bunch of young guys learning from freaking Carl Lawson throughout the entire season, and then we change it up in the playoffs, right? Now we send everybody at 100% every single time they're on the field in the playoffs. Like, I'm okay with Carl Lawson getting the majority of the snaps next season as well.
And Joe Grana agrees with you. He says, no, Lawson is finally going to exceed the entirety of his career this season with tackles for a loss and sacks. I think, that's the thing, right? It's like, we're looking at the guy. What's the word the phrase we all been using is that his second year after the Achilles is the year, right? We were all kind of, nervous that he was going to get cut this year because of the no guaranteed money and the $15 million price tag. And it was kind of a bummer. It was like, man, we're going to cut this guy, right before he blows up. Like, he was very good last year. Like you said, he was very good. And let's not forget, I think you mentioned it, he was held constantly.
A lot.
Dude, there were plays where he was literally being clotheslined. And headlocks.
Like, what
and
the
no
hell
flag.
is going on?
No flag, man. What the hell is that? Right? So it's like we saw now, sometimes he did draw some holding penalties, not as many as he could have. He could have been called 5 times a game. Like, seriously, him and Huff. So I think so too. That's going to be really exciting to see. I just want to say a couple of things here. And then we have a surprise for everybody. I see him. I see him in there. Let's say, what's up, dude? I see you. We're going to bring you on in 1 minute. You good? There it is. All right. Hold on. I want to see So Richard from Jersey saying, remember our beloved number 90, Dennis Bird, played some inside very well. Now, I know you guys can't see him, but I have this guy right here. This guy. You see this guy? See what he's wearing? Look at his head, Gunny. That's why I don't hang out with him very much. His fucking sloppy head. You see that?
Yeah, I see him.
Wearing Gastineau. It's my other guy. So the 2 jerseys I wear the most is Gastineau, and like Richard is saying, Dennis Bird. This guy's poor head. Holy cow. I got to do something with that guy. I had big plans, but then his head, I was doing stuff, and his head just, I stuck things in his head. I'm like ripping his neck apart. It's not working, Gunny. It's not working.
A little bit too much savagery on that one. Too much savagery.
It's a little much. Excuse me. So Tony Alexio says, thanks, GreenBean and Gunny. You guys are awesome. You are awesome, Tony Alexio. Tony, if you didn't know, is the president of the Chris Streveler fan club. He wants him as number 2. That's who he wants. He wants him as our number 1, but I think Tony's bought into the Aaron Rodgers hype too. So he wants Streveler to be number 2. That's what he wants. But we love you, Tony, and we're glad you're here. So, guys, we have a little bit of a surprise for you tonight. We have a special guest. I think most of you guys in here should know him. He's a good dude. He chased us. He chased everybody around opening day last year. I saw him in 10 different places. He was literally everywhere I ended up. I don't know, how the hell did you get over here? He was there, and then over there, he's 10 minutes. He's over there. He took pictures with Gotham City, with Fireman Ed. He was literally everywhere. And now he's here. Let's say hello to our good buddy, Italy Jet. What's up, dude? How you doing?
How's it going, gentlemen? Andiamo. How's everyone doing tonight?
Andiamo. That's good. You're really Italian, I heard.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm Irish. I think I'm Irish.
I always thought he was Brazilian. I guess I'm just mistaken.
Well, it's easy to confuse. If it wasn't for the Andiamo, then you'd be like, oh, all right, he is Italian. You would never know. You never know. Italians get confused for everybody.
Hey, we do. We're definitely blended in a lot.
A lot of blending. Everything. A lot of blending. We don't have to say anything else, but there's a lot of blending going on in the Paisan neighborhoods. You know what I mean? So how you doing tonight, man? You ready to talk some Jets with us? I want to get your opinion on some things. You ready?
Sounds good, my man.
So we're in the middle of talking about, and then I got a few. I see William Sprague and a few others with your super chats. We're going to get right to them. Thank you guys for the support. So we're talking about the defensive line. We're talking about Michael Clemmons moving inside, JFM moving inside. We're also talking about maybe Carl Lawson, the potential of him maybe losing some snaps to maybe Will McDonald or the like. How do you see the defensive line breaking down? Do you think it's a good thing that maybe we move those 2 guys inside? Where do you stand on all that?
I think it's fantastic. We got all kinds of depth. We have all kinds of stuff that we can move around. It says Saleh written all over it because what he did with San Francisco, what he did with Seattle, he loves to pack up that front line, whether it's edge or D tackle. And I think JFM even in there. I think it's going to be good too. And Lawson, I'm looking for Lawson to have a comeback year, and I'm looking for Clemmons. I mean, he's pushing what, 300 now? Is that what they're
290,
290 to almost 300? So
Yeah.
hey, why not? I'm okay with it. And it's just going to mean a lot of competition for Al Woods. Unfortunately, now I think Jefferson is going to be there, and I think at least for this season. But I like it. I really do like it. I like where we're going in this direction. This is such a solid move, and overall, you can't go wrong with Clemmons anywhere on that front line.
Telling you.
Oh, I love it. I
That guy's
love
an
it.
Animal, man. He really is. Look, he's not the the flashiest guy in the world. He's just he's just an animal. He's just quiet and just goes to work. There have been this past week. There's been a lot of Instagrammers and YouTubers clipping up Clemmons plays. I don't know if you stumbled on any of them, but man, even when he doesn't make the tackle, he just creates mayhem in there. He's an exciting player. I think the more you can get him on the field, the better. Not bad for a 4th round pick, huh?
I think he's got the height. He's got the wingspan. He's tall. He's physical. I mean, if we didn't see what he did to Tyrod Taylor last year in preseason, I don't know. I don't know what y'all are thinking with that. But for me, I like it. I think it's a steal in the 4th round. Last year was a steal everywhere, I felt like. But as things continue to go into preseason, more into OTAs, JJ is going to make a step up. Clemmons is going to make a step up, and even having McDonald in there, and even with Huff. I love everything with it.
Oh, I love it. Now, we might end up seeing some of those guys. This might be some of their last year, whether it's Carl Lawson, Bryce Huff, who knows. But the interesting thing is that we're already kind of stocked for if that happens. Where years past, man, we're hoping guys like Tanzel Smart. Tanzel Smart's our starter. You know what I mean? Like, Tanzel Smart, whoever, I can't, like Solomon Thomas is our big free agent. You know what I mean?
Right.
These are our starters. We're hoping that they're going to be great. Dude, these guys are depth if they even make the roster. And that's an impressive thing, man. We have not focused on a defensive line like this in a long time.
Agreed.
It's exciting to see. It really is.
I agree. And it's kind of like what happened with Jacob Martin last year when he got traded in the middle of the season. Someone's going to be traded now. If the competition keeps getting bigger and bigger and guys continue to step up in that front line, it's going to be very interesting to see because we're all looking for that shocker, right? Last year was Pinnock. That was a shocker.
Yeah.
What's it going to
be
be this year? What's it going to be this year?
Well, who was the guy that we traded last year? We signed him from the Texans. I just can't find his name. A defensive end. We signed him from the Texans.
Is it Jacob Martin, right?
Jacob Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look, you're on to something, man. Who knows? I mean, if Douglas has to cut somebody and he can get a late round pick for him, why not? Why not? And it looks like we're going to get some comp picks next year too. So if we can stock up on the 5th to 7th rounders, Joe Douglas has been known to use those to trade up or use them on guys like Michael Carter II. Why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. It's funny that Jacob Martin went back to the Texans in free agent
After
too. Like
all
last
that,
week or something like that. Yeah.
That's where I'm hoping DeAndre Hopkins goes. I don't want him in Buffalo. We'll talk about him in a little while too. Everybody go back to the Texans. Just go back, hide down there with Gunny,
Clowney, Martin.
That's right. All of you, the whole lot of you, go down there with Gunny and Jake Asman and just and quietly drift off into the nothingness for another year or two. Right? That's what we want. We don't want him in Buffalo, Gunny. William Sprague checking in. What's up, William? Good to see you back. Like Arnold said, I'm back. Thank you for everything, GreenBean. I've missed you and Gunny. I'm a little behind in content, but can't go wrong with you, guy. Well, look, William, our hearts are with you, my friend. And it's good to see you back around. Anything I can do, reach out to me, DM me, and we'll chat. But I'm happy that you're here, and thank you for the support and the super chat and all that. You're a good dude. And again, we're with you, man. We're with you. Anything I can do. Alan Dodes checking in, the newest beanbagger. Alan, who last week was his first time on the Thursday Thick of It, Gunny. And then he made it over first time to the Talking Jets panel on Tuesday. Now he's a beanbagger. This guy's crushing it
Okay,
Now he's
Alan.
super chatting, hanging out with us. Not good, not bad, huh, Gunny?
Yeah, not bad at all. Hey, we appreciate you and glad to have you with us.
Yeah, this guy's all right. So Alan says, I think there's going to be a hot hand element to pass rushers this year, where guys that are having success are going to get more plays that week. That would be interesting. Gunny, what do you think about that? Last year, one of my gripes with Saleh, again, I know he's a newer coach. I'm willing to allow the learning curve. I am, where a lot of fans aren't. He sucks. It's like, dude, it's his first half ever coaching. Like, can we give him a second? He sucks. He's a fucking bum. But let's give him a second. But now we're going into year 3. He's got to learn some things, right? He's got to know some things. Last year, I thought that he was a little bit stubborn in some areas, that guys that were struggling, he would keep them out there. The one at the top of that is Zach Wilson. I thought he kept Zach Wilson out there a little bit too long, but there were some other guys. And then there are guys that he wouldn't put out there, a la Denzel Mims. As soon as Denzel Mims trips over his shoelace, get out. You're inactive for 4 weeks. Everybody else tends to get a second chance. But what do you think about that? And then I'll get Italy's take as well. What do you think about what Alan's saying, going with the hot hand? So if we're planning to use Huff, but Will McDonald's on a tear, do you think that he would force feed Huff just to keep the rotation going? You think he's going to let a guy like Will McDonald just, kind of run rabid all over everybody? How do you see it?
I think what it boils down to is that as much as we would all love to have a say on the defensive front of it, one thing we can admit with ourselves is that Coach Saleh got that part figured out, right? Like, that's one thing. Our defense went from bottom of the barrel to literally top 3 last year in one season. That doesn't happen. It's never happened before. And yes, the majority of us were like, why are you doing this? Why are you swapping them out? But at the end of the day, every player elevated their game to a whole other level. Every player was able to go ahead and be better every time they were going up against an offensive tackle or an offensive guard. So I'm going to have to disagree, man. I think I like the approach. I love the approach, in fact, because when you think about it, those offensive linemen don't get breaks. They don't, which means every single time they do a rotation, they now have to figure out, hey, does this guy like the freaking rush us? Is he going to go ahead and do a bull rush us? Is he going to do a spin on us? Is he a speed guy? You keep them thinking nonstop as to what potentially can come, because they can't get a build or an idea of what the defensive line is going to do. I love it. And you saw the impact of the defensive line being able to do that last year. So for me, I stopped questioning Coach Saleh when it comes to the defensive side of the ball. Hey, dog, do you? There's some issues we need to do in terms of stopping screen passes. That really bothers me still, but I understand the personnel may not have been there for us to make it happen. So I'm hoping this season they got that figured out. But other than that, on defense, I was loud on why are we rotating guys out, leave our guys in. I was loud about that in the beginning of the year, and I shut up real quick when I realized how effective and efficient they were as a defensive line. So on that aspect, I'm going to go ahead and trust Coach Saleh. I will question other aspects of his game. You know what I'm saying? Timing, clock management, freaking the offensive side. I will question that all day. But when it comes to the defense, especially with the defensive line concept, it was a home run last year for the Jets. I will not question that this year.
It was solid. It really, look, Gunny, well, I got Gunny, Italy Jet, just to double on your take on this. Were you upset in the beginning? Remember when we first heard about the 70% max? We were pissed. What do you mean? You got to have him out there. And then like Gunny said, I tell you what, the proof was in the pudding, man. Our defensive line was ferocious. Number one, were you upset like a lot of us? I know I was, about the 70% piece. And then what do you think about what Alan's saying about maybe going with the hot hand? Or do you think that Gunny's, a little bit closer to the mark with keeping the rotation going no matter what? Where do you see this?
Well, I almost threw a TV against the wall. So there's your answer for that first part.
Almost.
Almost. That's number one. Number two, I've always been the guy that says go with a hot hand. You got to do what you've done for me lately. What's the flow of the game? Every single play that you're out there, is it building or is it decreasing? So for me, in the beginning, I was the hot hand. Go with the hot hand. And then the more and more I got on the season, I'm like, we have so much depth. This is just reminding me of the San Francisco 49ers front line, what Saleh's trying to do. Yeah. And McDonald, he's trying to build his own Bosa. Yes, that's out there. That's an out there type of thing. But he's trying. He's trying to get the best out of those front guys and and to switch them in and out. Now I'm kind of like, okay, all right, I'm coming up there a little bit more and more now. But Gunny hit it with the clock management. That makes me mad. But when it comes to everything else, I'm in.
So are you telling me that you were yelling, call a timeout? The same way I was, and the end of this first half. It's like we're watching a minute 40 roll off the clock. What were you doing that?
Why?
Well, my wife recorded me, and then she said, "Post this." I'm like, "Oh gosh, okay, I guess I'll post it." And then and then had to take blood pressure medication after that. So there you go.
Oh, that's so funny, man. So yeah, I don't know, Alan. It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, look, I think if somebody's really tearing it up, or something like that. Let's say, for example, you put Michael Clemmons on the edge and he's just the tackle's got nothing for him. Everybody else he's neutralizing, but maybe we see a little bit of that. But I think that they're going to probably lean on, staying true to their formula as well. I think we'll see more of that because it worked. And not for nothing. When Joe Douglas was in Philly, when they won the Super Bowl against the Patriots,
Yeah.
that's how they did it, man. I mean, one of the biggest pieces of that team was their defensive line rotation, particularly the edge. It was constantly a fresh guy in there. And it was Joe Douglas saw it twice, and then obviously the Ravens, they've been, their defensive lines have been sick for 30 or 20 years or whatever it's been. So I think their formula is kind of tried and true. And I think that they'll probably lean on that more than not. Tony Alexio checking in. Good to see you back so quickly, Tony. Finally, we have an offense that will be better than Vinny. Ooh, please bring on the chaos. I'm going to bring on the chaos. Jeremy's here, everybody. Jeremy's back in the chat, letting us know what's going on, giving me factoids and making sure I don't miss any of your comments and everything. Jets chaos now. How are we saying that, Jeremy? Is it the Jets Lounge Chaos, or is it Chaos at the Jets Lounge, or is it Jets Chaos's Lounge, or Jets Chaos Lounge, or Chaos in the Lounge? How are we saying it, Jeremy?
I thought it was Jet Lounge Chaos, but I could be wrong.
I think so too. Let's bring Jeremy on real quick for Tony. How are we saying it, buddy?
It's Jets Lounge Chaos.
That's right. See, Italy had it right. How's that going? Are you guys happy with your collaborations thus far?
Yeah. We haven't really done much, but yes, Sack Exchange from the Jets Lounge has come onto the show and done some giveaways, so it's made a lot of people happy. But he's going to bring on future guests and everything like that. Yeah. So
I'll tell you what. If there's a man with a plan. Yeah, if there's a man with a plan out there, it's Sack. I'm going to tell you right now. The guy's got plans, right? He's the best. So, all right, Jeremy, we'll bring you on in a little bit. But Jets Lounge Chaos. Is that how it is?
Yep.
I said it right. Hey, Jets Lounge Chaos. What do you do?
Come on, Gunny. You want to do it. It's a movement.
Gunny.
It's a movement.
Right. Everybody can do it.
Okay.
It's easy to do. It feels good. Do it. All right, here we go. Thank you, Jeremy. Jets Lounge Chaos, everybody. So what do you think of that, Italy? The idea that this offense could potentially be anywhere near what we saw with Vinny Testaverde. As you know, that's the only time the Jets made it to 12 wins. I don't know if everybody knows that. We're all talking about 13, 14. We've made it to 12 once. We only made 11 wins 3 other times. So we're not the greatest at this whole 12 win plus thing. But what do you think of that idea that this offense could potentially match or even surpass the Vinny Testaverde year?
Man, and not only the Vinny era, and what Chad Pennington could have been if he didn't have all those injuries. Like, that's another one that I bring up often with that too. But going from Vinny to now, there's a lot of stuff we could do with this offense now. We have a lot more depth than we did last year. And now I think the tight end room is stacked. The wide receiver room is going to be stacked. Running back's going to be stacked. And just like Salah said last year, we're going to have to cut some good football players. That's where we're at now. We can't say that a long time ago. It was a joke. Now it's like we're the type of team that, okay, we got to make some big time decisions and it's got to make sense.
Yeah.
So just in case if Mims goes or Davis goes, maybe move Kuntz over there if he makes the team, if an injury pops up or something, or even the running back room. If Knight gets injured or Izzy jumps up to number 2, put Carter in there. And the offensive line, we are the worst in the NFL with offensive line injuries. Now we're building that slowly back up. I love it. And Hackett, we have a good offensive coordinator, and it's okay that he wasn't a good head coach. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Spagnuolo is the perfect example. Won a Super Bowl with the Giants and the Chiefs. Wasn't good with the Rams when I was there, but he's a great coordinator. So I love the Hackett move, and I mean, you can't go wrong with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
that's my.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that about you. You were the general manager of the Rams. People don't know that. It's the worst years they ever had, but still.
Yeah. We had like 2 or 3, and then the rest of it was.
What did you do with the Rams again? It was actually very cool. I forget off the top of my head, but you actually worked for the organization for a minute there, if I remember correctly.
10 years working for them in the marketing department, and also as a flag guy on the field. They come out of the tunnel and they hold the flags up on each side of the end zone. I was one of those guys, and also we just did stuff in the community. There you go, Green. We did stuff there you go. Hey, it's great upper arm strength. Holy crap!
Yeah, I could do it. I know it. I want that job. I do.
Don't fall and don't hit anybody. That's all you got to do.
Right.
Don't fall on anybody, because we were on turf. We were on turf. We weren't on grass. So that's another key right there. And also, I was in the marketing department, the marketing street team. We went to all kinds of different communities. We did Friday Night Lights, high school games. We were in Thanksgiving Day parades. We were in all kinds of parades everywhere. It was a really cool experience.
Oh, I love it. That's so cool. Gunny, would you if they said, "Hey, Gunny, you're giving stuff away to the kids out there. You're giving a sign name. We would like you to be a flag guy for a week. Run out of the tunnel with the flag, wave it around. Don't hit anybody. Like, at least a very, very important part of the job. Right. Don't fall on your face. Would you do it? Are you into that?
Do it 100%. I would do it.
And you're getting paid to do it too. You're getting paid to do it.
I did it in the Marine Corps in terms of going out there for the Houston Rockets, the Houston Texans in uniform, and we didn't get paid extra to do it, but it was fun. So I can only imagine getting paid to go out there and be a part of the process.
Wait, you did flags too? You did that?
For the Texans, we went out there and we held the big American flag.
Okay. So you're not
like the flag, but no. This is where we're holding it. And then for the not Astros, the Houston Rockets, I went out there as for a Veteran Appreciation Day. Got to go out on the freaking court and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Get a little mini bio read about me and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So that was fun. Right. So I would definitely do it and get paid to do it too. Like, 100% I'm in.
Man, I got nothing. These guys, I mean, I thought I was all right. Now I'm like, wait a minute, I got to step my friggin' flag game up over here. This is bullshit. I want to get on the field. Yeah. Listen, when we bought our ticket pack, well, just so you guys know, the Talking Jets panel, we're putting together a ticket package right now. We're waiting for the Jets to confirm the game. Like, we have a game slotted, and then we have second and third games if that doesn't work. We feel good about the game we're doing, but they didn't confirm it, so we're not telling everybody. But it comes with a bonus if you buy a certain amount of tickets. One of the bonuses was to, like in the beginning when they do the national anthem and everybody's holding the flag, like the field length flag, and you wave it. You could. One of the things was to do that. Yeah, all right.
Like Gunny did. That's awesome.
That's right.
That's awesome.
And so we were thinking about that. Like, hey, that'd be awesome. I think with that one though, there was some weird contingencies. Like, example, like if you get 100 tickets, 30 can wave the flag. It's like, why is that? That's weird.
Did you ever work in the not work? I'm sorry. The XFL. That's been going on in the spring. I worked in the XFL in the video department, and there's these flag guys that would run on the field. You're talking 33 to 38,000 people, and these guys are doing an awful job. No offense to flag guys.
They're not good.
They're not good. They were awful. I told my dad, because he's my boss. I was like, get me out there.
Look at these loser flag guys. These are subpar flag dudes. Man, who's their coach?
Exactly.
That's
Someone
so
needs to
funny.
lead the way. Someone needs to lead the way, right?
Well, you know what, Italy? Because that's funny because it's your radar's on there because you know the details of it. I used to do the same thing. Like when I worked props, for like TV shows and shit. Like I worked for a tyrannical props guy. Like he was militant, man. Like, like in a scene, if somebody has iced tea on the table and they take a sip of iced tea, and then the next scene, it's like when they go to them again, it's filled again. Like, and it's like, wait, he just took a sip. How is it filled again? My guy would fire you over that, right? So it was like I was so zeroed in to when I watch a TV show, it's all I see. I see the props. I see all this shit. His cigarette was half burnt. Now it's a full cigarette again. What the fuck is going? I couldn't take it. It's the same thing, man. It's really crazy because right? Like now you notice that stuff.
Oh, every little thing. Because I've been everywhere in the NFL. I did a couple away games for the Buffalo Bills. Me and my dad, we went to Chiefs Stadium and the Bengals, and we worked in the video department on field personnel for their iPads. It was really funny because one of the coaches I was working with, he didn't do the iPad. He wanted printouts of each play on paper. And I was like, oh, okay, well, here. And he was like, okay, good. And then he didn't give a shit about me. So I just, go right back to what I was doing. But it's so crazy when both worlds just come collide like that.
Yeah. It's interesting, man. We all have these interesting little takes on things. It's funny. My wife she's like, why do you ruin every show with whose cup is full? I'm like, I'm sorry. I can't handle it. I try. Sometimes I'm like, and I just shut up. I'm like, all right, this show sucks. Why? It's so good. I'm like, this show, it sucks. I can't deal. How does this director not see that? Eric Tarosium, what's up, buddy? He says, is that a West Ham jersey that he sees? No, I don't know. I guess he's talking to Italy Jet. I don't see any West Ham in
right
Gunny's room.
Yeah, right there.
What's that all about? What are you doing?
I do, as Gunny knows, and DKBX Jets in the chat, I am everywhere with all kinds of content. And on my wall is what I do content for. And I got other couple things in the works of doing other types of content. I don't do just Jets. I do all kinds. And that's one of them. I do. One of the fans in the chat made me the Jets one, made me the other one as well. And they sent it to me. I was like, wow, that's awesome. So had to put it on the wall.
I like it. I think both of your walls look exceptionally well appointed. That's the word I'm looking for.
Well, I'll tell you right now, the majority of this wall was built by yours truly over there, freaking Italy Jet.
Oh, yeah.
My go-to when it comes to getting memorabilia. Not sure how he's getting it, but he's getting it and he's hooking it up. So, yeah, compliments. The Joe Namath jersey, the Sauce jersey. That's all Italy, man. Like he was the one that hooked me up with those things. So if y'all are ever looking for good memorabilia, this is my connect. There it is. I put it out there. This is the guy I go to.
Appreciate that
for all of my stuff.
Appreciate
that. Look, he's Italy Jet. He's a paisan. We know where he's getting this stuff. We don't have to talk about it, but he knows he's got a guy. He's got a guy.
He doesn't ask questions.
They all come with authenticity, and that's all I care about.
Right. That's all it said. Every uncle, every cousin I have, and I have like over 100. Every single one of them has a guy. Even my brother-in-laws both my brother-in-laws are from Brooklyn. If I say, hey, you know what? He goes, yeah, I got a guy. That's what, no matter what it is. I need fucking tile. You need a plumber. You need jerseys. You need hats. You need a lawn seed, fertilizer. It doesn't matter. I got a guy for that. Hey, isn't that the truth?
I love it. Speaking of guys, GreenBean, I want to donate some memorabilia, one piece of memorabilia for you. This is JJ2. It's a mini helmet. It's back-end authenticated, and that's JJ2, number 52. So whatever you want to do, on me.
On Italy, what do you guys think of that? Let's put some fire emojis, or if you're a beanbagger, let's put the middle finger up for Italy Jet. That's about as good as it gets. So at the end of the stream, maybe Watu, I think Watu will come on and do some trivia. He's not here yet, but it's like when I started earlier, it messes with his schedule. So I think he'll be here. No matter what, we'll do it either right after the trivia, or if Watu K doesn't make it, we'll do it right at the end of the show. Thank you, Italy.
Sure.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
No, anytime. I love what I do, and I love watching you do what you do. Gunny does what he does, and hey, spread the love.
Right on, man. Spread the love, dude. That's what it's all about, everybody. Especially with us. My whole moniker, my whole platform has been stop fighting with each other because everybody else hates us. Every other fan, they all hate us. We need to stick together, man. Love. Jets fan love. Good for you, Italy. Thank you. So we'll do that at the end of the show, everybody. I'll throw. Maybe we do all the super chats and then we'll do some random commenters, Jeremy. Just throw some names together. You know what I mean? Hold on. Jeremy wants to. He was speaking into the microphone. Hold on. What were you speaking in the microphone? He was
I was just shaking my head. Yeah, I got it.
No, I thought you were leaning into the mic. I'm like, I can't hear you.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I'll get a list going.
All right, awesome. So Jeremy's going to get a list of random dudes and everybody who throws a super chat in there, or not just dudes. I think now I don't know if that's Jennifer Slattery. It looks like there's a new name. Is that Jennifer Slattery I see in the chat? Confirm for me, please, if that's Jennifer Slattery. If you're not Jennifer Slattery, don't worry about it. But if you are Jennifer Slattery, tell me you're Jennifer Slattery and what's with the new name. Give us a reason for it, if you don't mind. Clifford Canty checking in. He says, now we have a quarterback. The offense can really be evaluated for Mims and Rucker. Thank you for bringing up Denzel Mims. It wouldn't be a Thursday thick of it without it. What do you think, Gunny? I'll start with you, and then we'll bounce it to Italy. You think that
first? You go first, Gunny.
Yeah. What do you think? And look, be honest, man. Ruckert, we know that Ruckert, third round pick, big Jets fan, a lot of hoopla coming in with his dad and everything. We're very excited. We saw just about none of him last year. Kind of got a developmental year, we can call it. But a lot of us are hoping he can come in, maybe make some waves. And then you got Denzel Mims, who's had just the weirdest, roughest go here. What do you think about these two guys? You think the presence of Aaron Rodgers, Hackett, those types of guys coming in, getting the LaFleur thing out of here, you think that's going to help either one of these guys?
GreenBean, I think I just want to prepare you for this first, right? I've been
very
vocal about Denzel Mims. I'm a big fan of Denzel Mims. I know you are as well. I gotta say this, man. I don't think Mims is on the team. I don't think he makes a 53-man roster. And let me explain. Mm-hmm. I know GreenBean's like, wait, what? Let me explain. When you look at, from the top down, right? You're talking about Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis. You're talking about freaking our boy Alan Lazard, Mecole Hardman. Those four guys are solidified, right? I don't see a situation where Randall Cobb potentially isn't going to be here to be that freaking guy that's comfortable with an Aaron Rodgers, which literally means there's one wide receiver spot left.
Right.
All the news coming out of OTAs thus far has not been promising for Denzel Mims. It seems to be a disconnect between him and the coaching staff, or him grasping the playbook, learning fast enough, doesn't fast enough. Unfortunately for him, Denzel Mims does not play special teams. Doesn't do it. It's just not something that he does. You know who does play special teams? Jerome Cap.
He does.
Listen, Jerome Cap is a 6'3", 220-pound freaking beast with a get off that is just disgusting. Like, I think in all actuality, you're just watching just a little bit thus far in OTAs, he probably has the second best get off at the line of scrimmage after Garrett Wilson. The dude is like, he's fighting for his life right now, and he's doing some work with the special teams. I've heard he got a couple of touchdowns already in OTAs, beating guys like Guidry, like off the line, like just doing nasty things.
That's not hard to do.
I mean, true. But you don't hear Denzel.
I'm just taking a shot. I'm just taking a shot at
like,
poor man.
I just think in the combination of size, speed, athleticism, that level of separation, and him jumping on the special teams as well to make a name for himself might be what does Denzel Mims in. I think Denzel Mims is either a candidate for us to trade or potentially get cut. I don't think he makes a 53-man roster. In terms of Ruckert, I do believe Ruckert had a redshirt year last year. I think last year was his year to sit, learn. Tight end is a very difficult position to learn in the NFL, specifically in this concept, this offensive concept. There's a lot more demanded of the tight end position. And I think personally, he's going to be a tool utilized more so, not necessarily in this season, but next season. I have this feeling that he's going to be tight end one for the Jets sooner than later. He's got the speed, he's got the height, he's got the hands, he loves to block. Once he gets the freaking roll down packed, I do believe wholeheartedly that you'll see Ruckert as tight end one. Not this year, but potentially next year. And I'm talking about like a tight end you go to regularly that can go ahead and get you 6-7 touchdowns a season, that can get you anywhere from 700 to 800 yards a season. Like that's a level I think of skill set that he has. Unfortunately, of those two guys, I see Ruckert being somebody we see take the next step. Whereas Mims, if he does take it, it won't be in the Jets green and white.
Boo! All right, Italy Jet, what do you got?
Man, I have been trying to defend Mims for almost 2 years now. And when he got food poisoning, I was like, okay, that's just unfortunate. Comes back last year. And I'm like, okay, it's crowded. Wilson's at quarterback. He's not getting enough reps. Special teams, it's not working out. Then this year, it's still the same thing we hear every single year with him. He's not catching up with the playbook. He's got all the talent in the world, but Hackett and the coaches are not on the same page with him. And he continues to decrease in that. He's got all the talent in the world. It's like if we keep hearing the same thing over and over again, what's the problem? I want him on this team, but I just don't see him being here. And also, he's not a special teams guy, like Gunny said. It's looking more and more that he is not going to be here. And there's going to be a lot of guys that are going to get waived, and we're going to pick them up, or free agents, and we're going to pick them up. We're not done in this wide receiver room. So Mims is on the block right now, and I just wouldn't be surprised if he is here. Not here.
All right, let me say this. First of all, I'm disappointed that you guys hung on this long and are quitting. There's a saying out there, don't quit 3 feet from gold. And that comes from an old prospector story. There was a guy who was about to sell his he bought some land and he was digging forever. And then he was just about to give up and sell his whatever. What do you call that? Not prospect.
His plot.
I don't know.
His plot.
Yeah. Block. Yeah. Well, yeah, spot, whatever. He was about to sell it, and somebody said to him, you should probably just give it another week or something like that. He was 3 feet from one of the largest gold veins in the entire California gold rush. So he was about to give up. You're giving up 3 feet from gold with our boy. Okay, this is Denzel Mims. Here's the thing. The rumor, the idea that he doesn't play special teams is weird because he's always been willing to play special teams, and he's actually good at playing special teams. It was all the floor. Now, let's see what goes on. We heard the report early. That was day 2 of OTAs that Denzel Mims was not jiving with the coaches. We haven't really heard much since, other than Saleh saying Denzel Mims is, quote, competing his butt off. So let's see how it goes. I understand the logic. I think it's going to be a tough one. He's got to outplay these guys. Like a Jerome Cap came on the field day 1, blew everybody away. I'm on a thread. There's a guy that we know, he's at camp, and he said, dude, there's this guy. He's the best. He's the best on the field. What the hell is it? Cup? He didn't know he was. He's like, I don't know who this guy is. He's clear. He's light years away from everybody on the field today. And it was him. So, I mean, who knows? If he continues to do that, it's going to be hard to kick him off the roster. Kind of like a Crabette thing. You know what I mean? He just wasn't supposed to make it, but he played harder than everybody, and he pushed his way on the team, kicked down the doors. So who knows? We'll see. But I don't know, man. I'm still in Denzel Mims's corner. I'm not leaving. I'm invested. I'm here. I live here. When he's off the team, then it is what it is. But
I mean, we want to be wrong, right? But
right.
We'll see what happens. Right?
I get it. Right. We want to be wrong, just like I do about Javelin Gidger. I think the guy's a turd. All right, let's get this off so I can see Italy Jet's face. D-Don checking in. C. Brown looked like a better back than Izzy. Who's C. Brown? Who's that?
Is that the guy we got? Is he? Wait a minute. Is he the waivers guy we just picked up undrafted? Or is that the guy that was in the draft? That's from Illinois.
Oh, I gotta look.
Huh. Oh, Chase Brown. There you go. Rico.
Chase Brown,
the pup.
right.
Rico the pup. Yeah, from Illinois.
Who the hell is Chase Brown? I haven't even looked.
He's a running back out of the University of Illinois.
Yeah, okay.
And let me look.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't. D-Don, I mean, they used a pick on Izzy. He was a highly regarded back coming out. Everybody's excited about him. I think it would be a long shot that he gets pushed off the roster or anything like that. Now, hypothetically, let's say Breece Hall's timeline is slowed down significantly, like he's not going to be available until week 8 or something like that. Maybe you can see it, or maybe he's a practice squad guy. Was he? So where did he get? Oh, you know what?
He went to the Bengals, Chase Brown.
Yeah, I think he was like a 5th or 6th round pick.
Oh, all right. There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, I'm looking. I don't even know who the hell he is. Okay. I'm looking over this past draft stuff here.
Yeah, he's not bad. He was probably one of the. Yeah,
he's got a twin. He's got a twin. He's got a twin too. They're from Canada.
I would say he's like one of the twitchiest running backs in this draft, right? I would say twitchy, shifty guy. I think just under 6 foot, if not 6 foot, 210, 215. But I like Izzy more than C Brown. I get what he's saying in terms of his production last season was like through the roof, like I think 1,500 something yards, double-digit touchdowns, something like that. But I like Izzy.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got him. Holy shit. More. It's funny, man, how quickly I'm telling you right now, like how quickly the names that I was looking at are gone out of my brain. Like once it's gone. Yep. I'm like looking over this stuff. I'm like, oh yeah.
I remember this guy. Yeah, it's brain dump. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he's not on my team. Forget it. You know what I'm saying? Dump that.
Yeah, especially right. A lot of it, especially if I wasn't really looking at him. Like, I'll admit, I didn't spend too much time on the running backs this year, nor did I spend much time on the edge rushers this year.
I need guilty.
Which is
yeah. Hot take though. Hot take.
Yeah.
Izzy's going to be running back 2 eventually.
I think he's running back 2 right away. I think he beats out everybody else on the roster except for Breece Hall. The kid, I think the kid literally could be a running back 1 on most NFL teams going into his rookie year based off of what we've seen him do. That track speed is no joke. Like everybody talk like Tyreek Hill. The reason why he dominates and smacks people around the NFL and everybody's terrified of him is track speed. Izzy has track speed at the running back position. I like the kid a lot. I wish though, man, I just hate the fact that for a guy that big, he avoids contact and he doesn't run through contact. Like that's just, to me, that's what's frustrating about him. But maybe NFL weight room, NFL running backs coaches can teach him to go ahead and utilize his size as well as his speed. But yeah, I think, I mean, that's not a hot take, Gino. I think like he's running back 2 like this year. Michael Carter is going to be running back 3 and Bam will be running back 4.
Well, I'll tell you this. I think I might even have an interview with Chase Brown from the Senior Bowl. It's all coming back now. I'm like, yeah, okay. Go. Yeah, I believe we interviewed him at the C. It's like, I'm telling you, sorry, D-Don. It goes fast, buddy. I'm like, it's hard to keep track of. Well, I need Dom C around. Dom C, it's my guy. He'd be like, no, remember on this day we did this at 9 a.m. Oh, yeah, that's right. Don remembers everything. I don't remember shit. So, but anyway, yeah, I know. Look, it's early. And look, what they do in college doesn't necessarily translate. It's about the system. It's about what's around them. But I'll tell you what, going to the Bengals, not the worst situation for a running back. There's a lot of attention being focused elsewhere over there. So
I agree. 100%.
Yeah. Let's see here. So, no Y2K yet. Interesting. Now, Alan, now you're just getting nuts, Alan. I don't know what to make of this, buddy. Wildcat offense with Mims and Streveler. Why not? Right? So, I'll tell you what. Brad Smith, when we had Brad Smith running that Wildcat was good because he was exceptional. Like he always got yards, always. Every single time. They knew it. He's getting the ball. He's going to run. He's going to just pick a hole and run through it. And he would still get 5, 10, 15 yards, whatever it was. And then they saved him passing the ball till the playoffs, which was gorgeous. And he was a college quarterback, if you guys remember. But I don't know. Streveler, Mims, Wildcat action. I don't know, Gunny. You think that's nuts? You want to see that?
Listen, the wild card stuff is something you usually throw out there because it's cute and it's pretty and you don't have a quarterback, right? You're trying to score points. Just give Aaron Rodgers the ball and let the man play quarterback. We can worry about wildcat trickery and all that good stuff when we don't have a quarterback that can go ahead and tear a defense up. I think Strevler is a great story. I like the guy. But on this roster, he's not somebody I want to see take a snap unless absolutely necessary. And we've got Aaron Rodgers, so I'll pass. I will pass on the on the Wildcat stuff. Let's just play football.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, we don't need any flashbacks of Tebow right now. We're good.
Oh, Tebow.
We're good.
Remember they were talking about having Tebow and Sanchez on the field at the same time. Double quarterback alignments. Two quarter. You never know who's going to get the ball. Wouldn't that be so good? Never know. DK's in the house, everybody. Want to say what's up to him? That's you guys, all right?
Hey,
part of the crew, right?
Partner in crime.
There he is. It's good to see you here, man. Weed the people. What's up with you? You guys ready for the Super Bowl? Yeah, I'm ready for some Super Bowl. I'm ready to actually watch it and give a shit. The only thing that's kept me going is hating the Patriots. That's it. It's all I've had. Just like rooting against Tom Brady, even in Tampa. I'm like, let's just please this guy lose. That's all I want. I've been rooting for losses for years. I'm sick of it, man. You think we're going to the Super Bowl realistically, Italy? You think we got a shot?
I'm always the take one thing at a time. Take one thing at a time. Let's get into the playoffs first. Let's break that drought. We're the longest team in any sport that has a long playoff drought. Let's break that first and then get to the Super Bowl, whether it's this year or next year. I just want to game by game, hour by hour, month by month, and get there. It's hard to win everything. It's hard to win it all. So let's get to the playoffs first, and then let's go to Super Bowl.
So what he's saying is, yes, he thinks the Jets are going to win the Super Bowl. So that's what I heard. Good stuff. I really appreciate you putting it all on the line there, Italy. That takes balls, man. So measured. I tell you what, a lot of us could learn from him. Kind of taking it slow, man, because expectations are just the breeding ground for resentments. Everybody, that's what we say. Don't have high expectations. Just take it day by day. Jason Edwards checking in. Sorry, I missed this. I skimmed by it, buddy. Not intentional. Thank Jets Lounge Chaos for making sure I didn't miss it. I would have missed it without him. So thank you, Jeremy. He says, if the Jets would have averaged 26 points like they did in 1998, they would have won 8 more games. That's how good the Jets defense was last year. Go Jets. Now, what he's talking about, we had 6 one-score losses, 6, and then the 20. Obviously, our defense held even games that we lost by 8 points, 9 points, whatever it might be. We scored like 7 or 10 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, so if we would have scored 26 points, we would have won 8 more games. So that's what? 8 plus 7, 15 games. Could you imagine, Italy? What would we do then?
15-2.
Well,
I lost my mind.
Well, I think my TV would be safe that day.
No breakage.
No breakage. My house won't get destroyed. So that it's what everyone is wanted for this team. That's been such a fan for a long time. I've never seen a bandwagon Jets fan. Never. I never come across one. We all been a fan since we were kids. Let's just get this damn Super Bowl.
I'll tell you what, though, Italy. In 2010, I met a lot of them. I met a lot of You're about to. If we start to let's say maybe on Monday night, but you're right though. Everybody here right now, we're diehards like this, and we know who we are, right? The larger some of us, we know, and that's the thing. It's like we know we've suffered, we know the deal, but brace yourselves, you're gonna see it. And if we go Monday night and we beat the Bills, Monday night opening day, you're gonna see it. It's going to start right then. Aaron Rodgers is here. We beat the Bills. The Jets are this, that, and the other thing. And you're going to see our fan base double overnight. That's what happened in 2010. It was crazy. It was like, where the hell all these people come from? Everybody. I was in South Florida. I saw Jets jerseys everywhere. I'm like, what is this? Now, South Florida does have a strong Jets presence, especially like where I was, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. That's like it's kind of a stronghold of us. Jets fans, but it was even still, it was like, get the fuck out. Get out. They were everywhere, man. You go get a smoothie in the morning. There's three.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. Right. Jets fans ain't drinking smoothies in the morning. What is that bullshit? Fuck out of here. They're like, you're in here. I'm like, yeah, but I'm getting a sandwich. What are you talking about? I'm getting bacon and eggs. Yeah, Jason, that's a great point, man. So I'm just hoping, let me ask you guys this, and then we'll get to Y2K, who is now in the house, everybody. New York Sports Wicker Media making his appearance at 8:12 p.m. He made it safe, and so we were worried. We didn't know if you were gonna make it home safely. So that's good news. I'm excited. The Jets defense, we were number one in some categories. We were a top 5 defense in most categories. Gunny, what do you think? Realistically, we going to dip? We going to go up? Second year in the system kind of thing for a lot of these guys? Third year in some cases? You think we're going up? You think we're going down? You think we're staying the same? What do you think about this defense?
Honestly speaking, I'm going to say this. I think we do take a step backwards, not because the defense in itself is going to go ahead and get worse by any means, but I do believe we were the healthiest defense in the NFL last year by a large margin. Our guys stayed on the field. They played. And for us to go ahead and potentially have that kind of health or good luck or the football guys on our side again, I think is slim. I'm not saying we're going to fall out of off the stratosphere, but we were a top 3 defense this year. I think we're a top 7 next year, right? At worst. Now, I do believe a healthy Jets defense can potentially be the number 1 defense in the NFL next year. Based off of, like you said, second year in the system, you're going to have a quarterback in Aaron Rodgers where we're actually playing with leads, right? People don't realize we had the 3rd best defense last year, and they were on the field like nonstop. I think they were 2nd in most snaps for a defense throughout the entire season. That's a lot of game time for a defense to be out there and still be that good. Imagine if these guys could play to their strengths, which is the defensive line, and get after quarterbacks because we have leads, right? So I think if this defense can stay healthy, we're definitely in the conversation for top defense in the league. I can see us being number 1 overall. But I have a hard time believing, maybe this is the pessimist in me, that we can go ahead and pull off another healthy scratch like we did last season going into this year. So I see us falling back realistically to a top 7 defense versus top 3. But if health is not a competitor we got to worry about beating, the Jets have the potential to be the number 1 defense in the league this year.
Interesting. Yeah, I know that healthy thing. Italy, I want to thank you for knocking on wood with me.
I did.
I heard you. I appreciate it. I was doing the same thing. I felt it. It was good. You got to knock on wood if you're a Jets fan, man. This guy hasn't missed a kick in 6. Oh my God. Like, why do you do? I hate that shit. I hate it. I wish everybody would just shut the hell up so we could just watch. I'm fucking sick of it. K Yeti, yeah, man, I'm that type of fan too. I love continuity. I miss the old days, man. Mo Lewis, 12 years a Jet. Klecko, pretty much his whole career as a Jet. Like, I miss that stuff. Marvin Jones, his whole career as a Jet. We don't see that too much anymore. So I'm with you. D-Don checking back in. He says, odds on us going 6-0 and putting the league in notice. Italy, what are the odds on going 6-0?
Oh, well, I wouldn't put that bet in Vegas right now.
No, you wouldn't bet the house on that one?
Not immediately. I mean, we don't do good in the first game every year, right? We just don't. So it depends on to get the kinks out. That's where you start getting the kinks out the first 6 games and figure out and then go on a nice run, because we were 4-2 last year with that. So I'm more like that. Let's figure out the kinks, figure out what this team is made of, and then we'll hope it's 6-0.
All right. Yeah. Well, real quick, what's going on in the chat? Why are you guys talking about each other's moms? Everybody, remember, we're Jets fans, man. There's nothing going on in the chat that is so serious that you have to get feels over it. You know, yeah, I'm just telling you right now. Because if you like Zach and this guy doesn't, if we, you know what I mean, if somebody like CJ Mosley or somebody thinks we're going to lose, there's no reason to have feelings like that. So everybody chill out. Okay. I couldn't find what it is. Maybe Jeremy knows what it is. I don't know. They're talking about each other's moms, Jeremy. How you let that happen without telling me? He's like, because it's chaos. I like chaos. That's my gig.
There you go. Oh,
Who knows? But anyway, guys, cut the shit, man. Let's all hang out. Remember, every Patriots fan, every Chiefs fan, every Niners fan, every Dallas Cat, they all hate us. They all laugh at us. They think we're losers. We need to stick together. All right, we're all we got. So let's do that. All right, it's time to bring on the feature attraction of the Thursday thick of it. I'll wait till he's done taking a big old swig of corn wine. Let's say hello to Y2K for some trivia. What's up, man? How you doing?
Man, the longer the corn wine lasts, the worse it tastes. I got to tell you.
Is that right? Oh, it doesn't age well?
That thing is history. No, it's actually we're doing a Jameson and ginger ale with a twist of lime tonight. So,
any cocaine or anything?
I tell you, but
no, it's provolone cheese. It's provolone cheese.
All right.
He's drinking provolone cheese.
I've had a lot more provolone cheese than I've had cocaine in my life. I can assure you.
That's just as good. It's
a sentence I never thought I'd ever say.
That's all right. So we're doing well. We're doing well. Dom C in the house. What's up, Dom? Good to see you. Good to see Dom C. You see that? I'm a wordsmith. So Y2K, we're going to do some trivia. I imagine you have a good one for tonight. We've been talking about Michael Clemmons and Carl Lawson and Michael McDonald and the Doobie
Michael
Brothers.
McDonald. I keep forgetting, man.
But right, exactly. So the rules are, everybody, Y2K is going to ask us a Jets related trivia question. We're going to try to get it. We have 4 minutes. The rules are we ask you not to use search engines, not to use your Encyclopedia Britannica, not to call your friends or your mom or your cousins or anybody. Let's just see if we know the answer. Anybody in the chat can answer. Italy, you're involved. You can answer. Gunny, of course, and myself. You know what? Let's bring him on so we can see us. Jeremy, you ready? You can come on. Here you go. We'll bring Jeremy on. Look how little we are. Hold on a second. All right, that's better. Hold on. Let me see if I can make us bigger. Look at that.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm talented. All right. Here we go. Right. Jeremy with his hands. He's a cheating bastard. So you got to watch him, Italy. All right. Y2K. With that all said, Y2K, the spotlight is on you.
All right. Well, actually, I'm going to transition the spotlight tonight because we got a special guest. So, Italy, guess what? You're going to get to choose the question that we're all going to answer. It's going to be, it's going to be a jersey numbers related question. The group tends to do pretty well with those. So, Italy, the choice is yours. Odds or evens?
Let's go odds.
All right, so you want an odd-numbered trivia question. Okay, so one Jet who seems to always be in the news is Mekhi Becton. He wears the number 77. Your question tonight, name the last 3 Jets offensive linemen to wear the number 77. And your time starts now.
Wow.
Mekhi Becton.
Doesn't count besides him.
I got one.
Yeah.
I ain't listening to Y2K anymore.
No.
Jeremy, what do you got?
Oh, I don't. Horrible at numbers.
All right.
I just remember defensive line Chris Jenkins, but that's not an offensive line though. So
sorry, the Cadigan Criswell, they were in the 60s. Dwayne White was number 70. What number was Giacomini? Was 76. Is Giacomini one?
What was it?
Giacomini had any? I think he was 76. I believe you're right.
What's that?
Jumbo Elliott was 78, right?
Yeah.
Jumbo was 78.
Yeah.
He went to the Falcons last year on waivers. Offensive line. Oh, it started with an O. O-D-G.
Odeabuji?
No, that's not Cedric. No, Edgeba. Edge.
Are you talking about Cedric? Are you talking about Cedric, who we brought back for like a minute and got rid of again? Not him.
No.
That's Abuye, but I said Odeabushi.
I can't believe who got the first correct answer of all people. It's Kareem
Brandon.
Carson.
Brandon
Who is
Shell.
it?
Kareem Carson got one of them. James Carpenter.
James Carpenter. Good. And he
Oh,
went to the
that's-
Falcons.
Yeah, maybe that's yeah.
He did.
Okay, there you go.
Italy.
Okay,
You were right. Italy
You're
got
like
it
Cedric,
too.
He's sort
I'm-
okay. You got it.
I'm giving
Yeah.
partial credit to Italy. Cespos has the next one. It's Brandon Shell. He
Right,
wore
I
number
remember that.
77.
Oh,
No, we
no,
did
he
not.
did not.
I don't think
we
so.
did
Yes, he
not.
did.
No. Wait,
72.
no, 72, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so 72.
He's
Okay.
72. Yeah, I was like,
Bullshit.
no, it was an
72.
even number.
Mangold was 74.
Nope.
Dom C says Fabini, he was 69, if I remember correctly.
Osmelli?
68 or 69. Yeah, because Mawai was 68. Fabini was 69.
Slauson was 60.
Yeah, here we go.
66.
That's the guy I'm thinking of. Knob Craft. That was the other guy I was trying to think of.
Osemele? Nope.
Yeah.
Nope, not correct.
So was Kareem the guy who got James Carpenter?
Yeah,
Yeah, but he cheats, Kareem.
he always does.
He's a cheater.
We got another correct answer in the chat. We got
Adoga
number-
was 70.
Yes, that's not James Gardner. That's not James. I was thinking that's the guy. Idoga. That's the guy, not James.
No.
He was 70 and 75. He had two numbers. Idoga. Well, okay, I got you. But you did Randy Thomas, Curly Norman.
Oh, yeah.
Not Randy
No?
Thomas.
He
He's
was
a little bit-
77.
little too far back.
Why? What years?
Relatively recent, the last 7-8 years. Yeah, about 10 years, I think.
Oh, so you said the last three.
Let's see. We
Before-
got this one. Yep. But William Sprague's got another correct answer. So
Wait. Who was the second correct answer?
Sweeney?
You haven't said his name yet, but William Sprague just got it a minute ago.
There's a Tom Compton. No, that's
Tom
not
Compton. That's
Yeah,
Tom
history.
Compton.
William.
Straight out of Compton.
William
That's so
Bravo.
good.
Bravo.
Matt Willig. Holy shit, Luppy. What a pull. Good pull, dude. Matt Willig.
You got 30
hey,
seconds. 30 seconds.
What? Well, you only got
Wait, were we
two.
missing?
Jim Sweeney was
Got two.
Sweeney. He's too
No.
far back. Then.
Way too far back. Yeah.
Jets mess with his traditional league cravat. That's good. Wilkinson.
Wilkins was
Hey,
quite.
we got a few seconds. Was he a starter?
He was a starter,
Shit.
what?
and he was a tackle.
Oh,
I'll give you that. 10 seconds.
Hunter.
Not Wayne Hunter. 5,
I felt so good. about
Vladimir.
3. Nope.
Dukas.
He was 62. Your time's up.
Wait, Hunter.
Wow. It's been a while.
that. Who is it?
The correct answer is Austin Howard.
Austin.
Oh
Howard.
my God.
Austin Howard, who was with us briefly, then went to the Raiders and
He was on the
never
team
heard-
for like 2.5 minutes, bro.
Nah, he was there for a cup
I
of
would've-
coffee.
I
He was
would
there
have
for a
never
cup of
guessed that.
coffee.
I
You
would've
got
never
about
guessed
six,
that.
y'all have been getting them right like 2 months in a row. I had to add, hey, blame Italy. He went with the odd question.
This is true.
What
Why
was the
not?
even? Do the even question. Let's
You
try
want
to
the-
redeem ourselves.
All right. We'll do the
Howard was
All right, here we go.
Howard was here for a cup of
Kareem-
coffee.
Well, Kareem says we have no proof. We have the proof. Kareem, you do it every week.
You're Kareem. I mean, that's all the
You're
receipt we
Kareem.
need.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
There
one,
it is. That's the
this one,
proof.
the even one I think is a little less challenging.
We get
Uh,
it right every week. Kareem, get out of here.
yeah,
We're not
yeah.
good.
All right.
Give
The
me
other
this
one
one.
is name the
Yes.
last 3 Jets to wear number 72 for at least 4 years.
Oh, come on.
Brandon Shell.
Thank you.
Brandon Shell. That's
the
it?
only one I know.
How many
Yes,
Jets?
Well, Clemmons 2 years now, but that's
Right. He's on. Yep. He's going into year 2.
right.
72. Jesus Christmas. 72.
Yep. A couple guys just mentioned
Ferguson.
Jason Ferguson. That's 2.
Yeah, okay. They got, hold on.
I know.
Curly's got it.
Trips it up.
Jet Freely's got it right. Ferguson, Harlan's got it. All right. So wait, we got, who was the first one?
Brandon Shell.
True.
Brandon
Newsworthy since
Shell.
he just signed with Buffalo, so that was a newsworthy one.
Ferguson did? I mean, Shell did?
Shell did. Yeah, he's with
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Another O lineman.
Yeah.
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 Incredible.
They just keep taking our offensive linemen. It's unbelievable.
Amazing.
And it's the Miami Jets in Florida too.
It's
So we
true.
got-
That's right. Our division loves us.
Okay, Kareem.
All
gets
right,
searched.
Kareem, what do you got? We'll leave the last one for you, Kareem, without searching. You got 10 seconds. Let's go.
I love it.
Dude, help us. We're bad at this.
Y'all are not real fans if you don't know this. You know.
Y'all.
How long
Y'all.
ago? What? I don't know. I'm fried out. I can't
Gotta
even
go
think.
back a little bit. You're gonna have to go back a little bit in time on this one. Like you have to go back to you're past. This is like before the Parcells days. That's how far back.
Oh,
Oh
snap.
wow.
Oh,
For at least
wow.
4 years. 4 years. That's the key.
That's not Klecko. It's not Klecko, Loopy.
He was 73.
Yeah.
Top- Oh,
72.
I'll give you offense.
It's offense?
It's offense. It's
Oh,
offense.
shit. I was deep into I was going through defensive linemen, like literally one by one in my brain.
You're welcome.
All right. Offensive lineman. 72.
No, Marty Lyons is not number 72.
He's 93.
93.
Yeah. It sucks. I can say everybody else. I can't.
yeah, Klecko was 73, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was Marvin Washington's number? I believe he was 97. I want to say Marvin Washington was.
Lumpy says Marshall. Brandon Marshall. I mean, Leonard Marshall.
Leonard Marshall? No, not Leonard Marshall. He
was
wasn't here 4
70.
years. Yeah,
He was
wasn't here long
70.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 years. That's
What
the
about
key.
Cameron Clark? Wasn't he?
I wish.
Yeah, he was only here for a year, like really 2 years.
And we just hired him. Yeah.
Yes, we
I'm
did.
glad he got a job. I'm really
Joe
happy.
Fields. Cadigan was in the
Oh.
60s.
It's not Joe Fields.
Yeah, he was 66, I think, if I remember correctly. Let me see.
You're in the right era. You're in the right era. I'll give you that.
Mike Haight was 70.
He didn't last 4 years. Did he last 4 years?
Yeah, he was here 4 years.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Everything New York Jets wants me to repeat the question. Okay.
Go ahead.
Name the last 4 Jets to wear the number 72 who were with the Jets for at least 4 years. So we got Brandon Shell and Jason Ferguson. So there's one more player.
65, Joe Fields. I'm only looking that up. I'm not looking up anything.
Somebody says Ken Jones.
Ken Jones.
Nope.
Finnegan.
My friend Cy said that.
Yeah, I don't know. 72. I'm pissed off. It's going to be somebody I know for sure.
It'll be somebody you know.
Donald Evans. He was, yeah, right, Jeff Freely. He was 60. So he was a defensive tackle.
He was with the Jets for 6 years.
Wow.
See a little bit of a run here. Yeah, he was here for a bit.
God damn it.
Back then, I was a kid. I liked Wesley Walker.
Those were my teams, dude.
Those are your
I'm
teams?
telling you,
Yeah.
I watched. I was at every game.
I don't think we appreciated offensive and defensive line enough back then.
Very
when you're
true.
younger, when you're
We
younger,
were all like, "Oh, wide receivers, running backs, quarterbacks. Yeah, they're the cool positions."
yeah, you got mad when your team drafted anyone that was
Yeah.
But it's
AKA the Warren Sapp one.
72.
I think Indy Jets just he threw out the last name. I think he was running through offensive lineman, and he he threw out the last name.
Marvin Powell?
No, it wasn't Marvin Powell. It's the next guy,
Ward.
Ward?
Chris Ward.
Chris Ward. I don't even remember him.
Oh,
I don't remember. Chris
Yeah,
Ward.
he was an offensive lineman
Oh,
with
he
the
was
Jets
wrong.
for 6 years. I think he started for a
Wow.
little while.
oh, Chris Ward. Yeah, interesting.
Oh, look at him right there wearing number 72. Look at him.
Yeah.
There's a reason he's the answer.
Oh, look, just right there.
Amazing. Amazing.
Chris
Well,
Ward.
you stumped us twice tonight, Watch.
Yeah. Y2K is on the roll right now.
That's what happens when he says 3. Like it's hard. Well,
Yeah,
no, we've
that-
done well with that actually in the past.
Yeah, it's not so much about seriously. It's not so much about whether the question is right or when you get it right or wrong. I just want to give you a good question that'll make us think.
Right.
Decently challenging, but
Right.
not crazy. That's really what it's about.
Right. That's and that's why I'm 100% with you, man. It's the digging into our brains as Jets fans. I love it. Remember what was the question we did with Westhoff? Remember what did we do with
Yes,
that?
yeah. It was named every Jet who returned a punt in the 2010 season. He got like 3 guys out of 9. And the best reaction was when I gave the name Marquise Cole, and his face just shriveled up. It's like, oh my god, he wanted to throw up. It was,
I know, he's like, oh,
it was
God,
so
him.
great.
Him. I wanted to forget him.
It was one of the best moments. I think it was one of the best moments in the history of the show. Like when you put together the GreenBean greatest hits, when you put together the compilation video, that has to be there. It was that good.
Yeah. Who's doing that for me?
Oof.
I should get somebody to do that. Somebody on Fiverr. Say, all right, listen, go through all 645 shows. They're only 3 hours long, and find the funny stuff.
You're gonna
Yeah,
pay
I
that guy a
agree.
lot.
Clip.
You're gonna
Yeah,
pay that
I'm
guy
not
a
doing
lot.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. All right, so let's do this. Italy Jet, everybody, has been kind enough to donate. Can you show it again, Italy? Let's do this. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can. That didn't work. Hold on a second. I'm going to make you big if I can.
Okay.
Here it is.
Just real quick, GreenBean, I confirmed. Yes. Rider of Karma is Jennifer Slattery.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, I was asking him. I'm like, is that Jennifer?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there it is. Good to see you. Why'd you change your name? You got to tell us. I was asking before, but I think you left. So there it is. That is a Jermaine Johnson signed mini helmet. Look at that beautiful thing, everybody. Italy Jet is about to give that away to one lucky winner. Now, Jeremy has all the names there. So how many names do we have? We'll do a randomizer, Jeremy.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10, that's it?
Yeah, there were some people who went, like.
Yeah, but throw Jennifer Slattery on there. Throw
okay.
Throw Eric Craig on there. Throw Ryder and Talon's Pa on there. Let me just scroll through. I'm just picking random. Throw Kareem Carson on there. Kareem, you got to get Tony Alexio, Jet Freely.
He's there twice. So
all right. Put Jet Freely on there. Put Hank on there, Hank G. And let's do one more. I'm just scrolling up and looking random. It's not favoritism or anything. Let's do Loopy OU812 or Luppy. There it is. Look at that gorgeous thing. So, all right, let me share the screen here. We'll do the number randomizer. How many we got there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
I only gave you 4? I thought I gave you like 12.
Well, you were giving me others that were already on here.
All right, good. Do Rico the Pup.
Oh, Rico. Okay.
And do Curly Norman.
Curly. Okay.
And I'm just scrolling. The main catch, if he's still here.
Oh, yeah, he was here.
You put Jennifer on there, Rider of Karma.
Yeah, I just wrote it as Slattery.
Slattery. Okay. Okay. All right, there it is. Here's the number randomizer. I'm going to minimize you there at the Italy Jet. Thank you. Let me put this up big.
2, 3, 4.
I don't know how to do this anymore. Where's everybody else? What the hell's going on? There they are. That was weird. See, I made you like the only thing. That was crazy.
And welcome back to. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
We got 17 now. 17.
Let me share my screen again. What the hell's going on? All right, here we go. We're going to do the number randomizer, everybody. I'll get that off there. Okay, here it is. We got 17. So you see, I have no control over this other than the input of information. Okay, is everybody ready? Let's do a little knock on wood drum roll, everybody, if we wouldn't mind. Here it goes, and boom, number 2, Jeremy. Who is it?
For Zach
You
Wilson.
want me to go up from the back or from the
From
top?
the top down.
Leo.
It is Jets Lounge Chaos. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Tony Alexia.
Tony Alexio. Look at that.
If only it was a Streveler signed helmet.
Tony, you won. I know,
Zach
right?
Wilson.
Too bad.
Zach Wilson. Right.
Tony, you're the winner, buddy. So what you do, email me. My email is in the description of the video. I think you've won something in the past. So I think you won some Liquid IV or something in the past. Go ahead and send me an email, Tony. And we'll send that, and I'll get it to Italy, and then we'll get that sent out to you, man. Italy, thank you.
Anytime, my man. Appreciate you having me. This has been awesome.
Amazing. Kuka says it's rigged. He said it was rigged during the draft stream too. Didn't you win something too, Kuka? I think you might have. I don't know.
Kuka.
But where's Tony? Where are you, dude? Did he leave?
It's
We're here
weird.
all night.
Usually he's all over the place, like in the chat. So this is crazy.
There he
But
is.
I'm connected with him on Twitter. So
Yeah. Like everybody says a cheater. Kelvin says cheater. You got nice guys like Harlan. Congrats, Tony. Then you got Kelvin Joseph. Fucking cheater. Yeah, Jeff Freely's happy.
It's rigged.
It's rigged. It's really not. But all right, guys. we're going to wrap up the show. I want to thank everybody for being here in the chat. You guys are the absolute best. I want to thank Italy for hanging out with us tonight. Italy, you got anything coming up you want to let anybody know about?
Back to the grind of content with everything on my wall, with everything with Jets, West Ham, and I got more stuff coming up as well. Me and Gunny are on Monday nights with DKBX Jets.
Monday afternoons.
Yes, sir. That's why I brought you in, Gunny. There you go. So, just going back to the grind. There's always something new every single day. Italy Jet on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and WhatsApp.
All right, there it is. Italy Jet, everybody. Y2K, what do you got?
Man, check me out at NY Sports Wicker Media. Right now, it's been a little bit more baseball focused now that we are approaching summertime. But as soon as there's a big Jets story, there will definitely be more Jets content coming out. But and hey, most Wednesdays at least, check Jeremy and I out at the Jets Lounge Chaos channel, 10 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday nights.
There it is. Jets Lounge Chaos, Y2K. You got to make sure you say it right now.
It'll be Jets Lounge soon enough. We all know the deal.
That's right. Jets Lounge. They're going to be a hostile takeover soon. That's what happens. That's why I've seen it. I've seen it a bunch of times. You'll see, Jeremy. Who else we got? Jet Lounge Chaos. What do you got? What's coming up? What can you tell us?
I've been on vacation lately. Been taking it easy, doing some things, but I'll be back starting next week. Full throttle. So just look for videos, and like Y2K said, Wednesday nights 10 p.m. on the Wacky Wednesday show.
Wacky Gunny, what do you got?
Yeah, it's again slow season, but creating content, putting it out there. You'll see me most consistently right here on the Thursday Think of It and on the Monday afternoon show with DK and Gino. But yeah, season is picking up, right? We're going into training camp relatively soon, so I see a lot more content coming out. But yeah, in the slow season, I tend to be more of a observer and appreciator of news, vice a distributor. But season's almost here, so you're going to see a lot of me popping up all over the YouTube.
There it is. And yeah, man, you can just don't forget to hit that like button on your way out, everybody. Give us those milk thumbs. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do. It is greatly appreciated. It's how we grow. Is there an episode 3 tonight?
There should be.
It started right now. It's actually playing on this to the left of me right now.
There you go. So Gunny's cheating. He's cheating on us. All right, everybody, go and watch episode 3, and we'll be talking about that for the remainder of the week. Have a great night, everybody. And as always, let me see the thing. Where is it? Go Jets. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, baby.
I want to kiss you.
Thanks, Joe.
You want to run or you want to duck down? You want to duck, just go over and get onto the bench and stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets, Jets.